This is the kind of thing that Coach Knight was talking to you about today, Joe, that he wanted to do. He wanted to put a couple of scores on the board right away, control the ball, which they've done. Now, we don't have any official thing on the clock yet in terms of how long the Mustangs have had the ball, but they've had it an awful long time.
Scoring drives of 80 yards and 18 yards for the Mustangs, and Bob Pop will drill it down the middle of the field, and the Knights will fall on it, cover it up at about the 36.
We may see Norix open up a little bit now, Joe. They're down by 2 touchdowns. They're going to need to throw the ball a little bit. Maybe the wide pitch to Duckett, some things like that. The big play type of situation.
Nick Saros fell on the kickoff. Norix will take over with good field position. 1st and 10 on their own 36. Mark Brewers, number 15, in your picture, pointing out what he's going to do defensively. O'Toole, the quarterback for Norix. And Duckett will get the call and try and bounce outside, but it's Ruhr and Polderman there to meet him in the backfield.
Boy, they just, you talk about somebody stymieing the other team at the line of scrimmage. That was just it, Joe. In fact, I think they had the offensive line in the backfield, so that little counter play to get it to Duckett just didn't work because he didn't have any place to go.
And that's the key to stopping him. If he gets outside, he can go all the way extremely quick. Chico Duckett. This time the Knights will split out of that T formation with a double wideout, and Miles and Duckett will be in the pro set. O'Toole is the quarterback, and he'll look for his tight end, and a great catch down there by number 80 for the Knights. And we don't have an 80, so we're in trouble.
The numbers look a little mixed up, yes. They don't show them all on the program or in any of the information that we have. We'll try to get that to you. But that was just a pop pass. They spread everybody out and then throw that little pop pass over the middle. But what an excellent catch.
What a super catch. Hoskins will split to the top of your picture. He's at the left, and we've got perhaps a delay of game penalty on the Knights on 3rd and 2. Jay Penn is the receiver that is splitting to the bottom of your screen. Offside, Norix. Somebody lined up offside.
They must have lined up offside. That's exactly right, Joe.
You've got to be careful when you're the wideout. If you're on the side of the field where the tight end is not, you've got to line up on the line, or there's not enough guys there.
That's right. Most of the time, you're coached to ask that referee, and he will tell you. It's not any secret or anything like that, and of course, they don't want anybody to do anything wrong, so if you just ask, you'll be all right.
And Hoskins is the man at the top of your picture, and he's the guy closest to the official. O'Toole will drop straight back, and here come the Mustangs. A good throw, and Hoskins is caught. No, incomplete. Between Kopp and Kevin Massey, I think. Is that number 83, John?
I think it was 87. It was Randy Buller.
Randy Buller?
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was Randy Buller. It's an excellent play because Hoskins had him beat for a second, but they got the coverage from both sides. Both the cornerbacks staying with him, that's Buller, and then Matt Kopp coming over as a free safety and helping out on that.
But a good throw from O'Toole. He laid it right in there, and Hoskins almost came up with it.
He can throw the ball a long way.
Norix still without a first down, and they go to punt. The Mustangs come after it, but don't get it. Hewitt will fake the handoff and keep it himself. He's across the 45, cuts back inside across the 50.
What a block by Doug Roberts on that. Yeah, you could hear the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. He made just a cruncher, and then from his knees, he tried to get around to get a second block.
It's been all Portage Central so far. They lead at 13-0 at the 9:43 mark here of the second quarter. Dan Knight remains on the sideline after being injured in that first drive, and Matt Kopp continues to run things for the Mustangs at quarterback. 1st and 10, Portage Central. They'll send Buller in motion right. And Kopp on the veer. Hands it off inside. That's Zeke Jones, number 66, getting up. And McPherson, Hewitt, the ball carrier. And Shane Springman will come in for him.
Coach Knight looks like he's running the plays in and out with his two running backs, his two quicker running backs, I guess you'd call them, rather than the big man like Kurt Johnson or Marty Williams. But everything seems to be working quite well.
Working extremely well. Perhaps he feels Norix might have stolen his sign, so he's going to shuttle the plays in rather than signal them in from the sideline. good look at that option as Kopp will keep it and get down to the 40.
We do have a flag now, Joe, right? Late. We got a face mask as the initial indication, Joe, on that.
We'll see if it's intentional or unintentional. I don't know if I said that right. If he did it on purpose or whether he put the hand on the mask and then pulled it away. In any case, it'll be another first down for the Mustangs.
So you mentioned that Coach Knight's going with Matt Kopp. I think it's like anything else. Once you get on a roll, you've got somebody in there that's doing the job. It's not that Danny Knight wasn't doing the job, because obviously his first play, he gained 7-8 yards and was running real well. It's just sometimes when you got things going, you don't change it.
They're going to say that was an intentional face mask penalty, a 15-yarder. It'll give Portage Central the ball first and 10 on the North's 25.5, 26-yard line. Martin in motion, coming into your picture there at the bottom, and they'll go right back to where he came from. Kurt Johnson on a quick pitch right, has the corner, struggling for more yards. Boy, he's wrapped up. Mitchell, number 76, over there on the stop, and also Buey, number 33. As Hewitt will check back in, Springman out for the Mustangs.
Nice block again by the pulling tackle. In this case, it was Bruce Eaton. Who's playing that tackle right now for Doug Roberts, has been all over the field on defense. He gets out there, makes that good block, and then Kurt makes the cut off of that.
2nd and 2 for Portage Central. Mustangs eating up yardage and taking time off the clock. They lead 13-0, and Springman gets the call, jumps across the 15-yard line before he's stopped by Soros again, number 5, getting up off the bottom of that pile. And a penalty flag, a whole bunch of penalty flags.
Somebody said something, but that was Steve Hewitt, not Springman on that one. It's hard to tell exactly what they're calling, but obviously it was after the play, and it was some kind of an infraction that may be like a personal conduct or misconduct, I guess, at this point.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Mustangs. So that will negate the yardage gained by Hewitt. Penalties hurt the Mustangs in the game we did 2 weeks ago against Niles. If you remember, they ran a quick kick in that ball game and had that called back for unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct for the Mustangs. Backs the ball all the way back across the 25 to the 26. It'll be 1st and 25.
Joe, that's a dead ball foul, meaning that the gain counts and everything, and they move the down markers to first down, and then they move the play back, which makes it 1st and 25.
Martin in motion coming into your picture. He'll go all the way down to the bottom of your screen, and the pitch will go out to the outside. I think that's Springman over there. Driven out of bounds by Ascari Mitchell.
Springman showed a lot of speed on that. Once he gets that ball, he turns that corner, doesn't run the east and west pattern. He's getting right up the field very quickly.
He picked up 5. He's got 30 yards on 3 carries unofficially. 2nd down and 20 for the Mustangs. Ball on the 20. Double tight end formation. They have a receiver split wide to the right. And they'll come down the other way. Springman again the ball carrier, 5 more yards down to the 15. Mitchell again on the stop.
I think in all the Mustang drives tonight, Joe, we've got to give an awful lot of credit to that offensive line. Even after that, they're really controlling that offensive line. They're blowing the Knights out. They're moving them down the field so that the backs got 3 or 4 yards even before they have to make their first cut.
We'll talk about this more as the game progresses, but Portage Central a big advantage in size across the offensive line. As it's 3rd and 15. See if Coach Knight elects to put the ball in the air. And Kopp will drop back and roll to his left and throw incomplete. Intended for Springman.
It's awful tough to roll to your left and then throw with your right hand if you're a right-handed quarterback. And I think in that case, Matt just tried to throw it just a little bit before he was set, threw it into the ground a little bit because Shane Springman was open. That just comes with experience and age.
Well, Matt Kopp starting his first game as a varsity quarterback since Dan Knight has come out, so really getting his first look at running with the first team in game situation. It's 4th and 15. The Mustangs now with 2 wideouts. And Kopp will roll right, look back to his left, and throw incomplete, intended for Stacy Young. Covered by Haskins.
Just get it off the turf there, Joe, and they'll turn it over tonight. They're still inside the 15. You obviously wouldn't punt in a situation like that, and you might as well go for it unless you think you can kick a field goal from that range.
Mustangs 0 for 3 on the night passing the football, and they'll give it up. The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty really killed that drive.
Boy, it sure did. Sometimes the kids just get a little bit hot-headed, I guess you might say, and it is costly.
1st and 10 for the Knights, and they'll try and get it going on the ground, but not this time. Duckett, the ball carrier.
He's got a flag there right at the, again, very late.
And this could be another unsportsmanlike against the Knights, against the Mustangs, although they're talking to Roberts. Personal foul against the Mustangs. Possibly a late hit.
Boy, that'd be my guess, just because the whistles were blowing and blowing and blowing, and then all of a sudden the flag comes in there. When that whistle blows, and I know it's a little tough sometimes, but you got to just let go or hang on and just take the person down. You can't continue your aggressiveness, Joe.
Yeah, when you hear the whistle, you have to stop. 15-yard penalty. It'll get the Knights out of a hole, and they'll have it 1st and 10 on their own 31. 6.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Portage Central 13, Loy Norris nothing. And looks like they're setting up for the blitz again. And here they come. And the pitch will go to Duckett again on the left side. And he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they brought everybody on that one, Joe, and of course then everybody on the down linemen defensively are sliding right along. They're reading the ball and sliding right along, and I think one of the contacts were made by Doug Roberts again, the defensive tackle.
Well, to give you the size differential up front, Norrick's only one man who weighs even 200 pounds. Mustangs are throwing Eric Munson, a 200-pounder, and Doug Roberts, 240 pounds on that defensive front. And they're all up there again. And Duckett will try and go right side, and he's got a little bit of blocking this time. Cuts up, and Norman is right there to hit it. Maybe a yard.
As long as you string that play out the way the Mustangs are doing, make Duckett run sideways rather than up the field, you get all kinds of help back. And when he turns to cut back in like he did on that one, of course, Chris Norman was right there to make the stop.
Norman's having himself a good year defensively. 3 interceptions, 2 in the opening game, and 1 last week in the pouring rain against the Huskies. 3rd and 9. Norrick still without a first down in this ball game other than the change of possession. And O'Toole drops straight back, trying to set up the screen, and he's got it to Duckett, who slips but regains his balance. He's across the 40, and Randy Buller puts the stop on him at the 45. First down, Norrick.
That's the kind of thing that the Knights need if they're going to get, if they can't get Duckett loose just from the running back position, is to spread things out as far as they can so that he's able to make all those good moves that he has, plus utilize that speed.
Well, they got to get him the ball if they expect to be competitive in this ball game. They set up the screen, and it was a good one. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Norrick on their own 46. They remain in that wing tee, and they'll give to Duckett. He'll try and go inside, and nothing doing. Bounce to the outside before he's ridden down. Minerva in on the stop over there, number 62 for the Mustangs.
The domination is still there at the point of attack or at the line of scrimmage, where Portage Central is just not allowing the down linemen, offensive linemen of Norwich to move them anywhere, so there's no place to run for the backs.
Yeah, they're just holding up till they find the ball and then going to the point of attack. 2nd and 11, and Ryan will pitch it to Jay Penn, and he'll try and go outside. That's Kalinsky chasing him, and a good hit over there on the sideline.
Penn showed good speed on that, coming off of that little slot back position and back around after the little dipsy doodle. I guess we'd call it a counter or almost a reverse play.